Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Fadilatul Ilma. NIM 102210047. In this moment, I will present about recount text. Literally, recount text means to tell. So, recount text can be interpreted as text that tells. Recount text is a text that telling the reader about one story, action, or activity. Its goal is to entertain or informing the reader. Generic structure. In the recount text have three generic structure. Number 1, orientation. Orientation tells who was involved, what happened, where the events took place, and when it happened. Number 2, event. Event tell what happened and in what sequence. Event may consist of more than one. Number 3, reorientation. Reorientation consists of optional closure of events or ending. The kind of recount text. Personal recount. Personal recount is to tell about the personal experience the author. Factual recount. Factual recount is the event report that really happened, like a science experiment, police report, dan sebagainya. Imaginative recount. Imaginative, which is make imaginative stories and write events that occur. Table of contents. First, orientation. Introducing of providing information about who, where, and when events occur in the past. Next, event. The recording of events that occur, usually delivered in a chronological order, like in the first day, and in the next day, and in the last day. In this section, there are also personal comments about events told. Reorientation. Repetition of the introduction of existing in the orientation. Repetition of the summary of events told. Example of orientation. One day, when I was 10 years old, my father bought an old motorcycle that was Honda 75. I think it was small, light object and easy to ride it. I persuaded my father to teach me to ride Honda 75. Firstly, my father refused my request and promised that he would teach me 2 or 3 years later. But I still whimpered. Finally, my father surrendered and promised to teach me. Next event, he began to teach me riding the motorcycle around a field in my village. My father was very patient to give me some direction. I was very happy when I realized my ability to ride a motorcycle. Yes, I can. One day later, when I was alone at home, I intended to try my riding ability. So, myself tried bravely. All ran friendly in the beginning, but when I was going back to my home and I must pass through a narrow, slippery street, I got nervous. I lost my control and I fell to the ditch. Next example of orientation. After that, I told my father about the last accident. I imagined my father would be angry and never let me ride again. But the reality is exactly on the contrary. My father was very proud of me. He just gave me some advice and signed the accident. I got my father's permission to ride motorcycle. Structure of recount text. Yeah, past tense, action verb, adverb and adverbial phrase, conjunction and time connectivities. Past tense. Past tense is a use past verb to or verb to. Example, my father bought an old motorcycle. Book is a verb to from buy dari bentuk kedua book bentuk book adalah verb kedua dari buy yang artinya membeli. He began to teach me riding the motorcycle around a field in my village. Begin adalah verb kedua dari begin yang artinya memulai atau mulai. Action verb. Action verb, namely verbs that show certain events or activities, such as went, book, wrote, sleep, dan lain sebagainya. Adverb and adverbial phrase, namely to show the place, time, and why, such as yesterday, at school, quickly, dan lain sebagainya. Conjunction and times connectivities, which is to order an event, for example, but, and, after that, dan lain sebagainya. So, presentation from me. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.